Okay, here we are. Getting ready to slug through December. This is our loading day, but we're going to do a lot of range of motion to get us warmed up and to get us prepared to do some body loading and weight loading. Okay, so it's good to see everybody there. Oh, I see lots of people. All right, let's get going. So, what do I have? I have my pole for sure. And I see Julia. That's a good thing. And my dogs are off chewing a bone somewhere. No telling where Ruby went. She was heading upstairs to bury it somewhere. Oh, anyway, here's this. Here is this. And I'm telling you, we're going to do a whole section right now on squatting. You find yourself, whether you think you're doing a squat or not, if you sit down in a chair, you're squatting. And so what I'm telling you that is, if you have back issues, if you know you have rounded shoulders and you're struggling with that, trying to do it better, forward head, but you have a delicate back, let's say you've had a knee replaced. Let's say you've had a hip or both hips replaced. Listen, if you can't think of anything else to do and you're just feeling like, oh man, I need to move, but this hurts or that hurts, stand yourself in front of a chair, kitchen chair, a folding chair, whatever. And we sit and we stand multiple times a day, correct? Grab yourself a pole if you can. Some of you might say, oh, I don't have a pole. I bet you have an umbrella. Yeah. I'll bet you have some kind of a stick that you can hang on to right here. It doesn't have to be this long. If you don't have that, get a tea towel. I'm approaching sitting down, but then I didn't. Did you see what I just did? See, I'm approaching sitting down, but then I don't. We're warming up because we've been off for a few days. We took a little break during Thanksgiving because I had people hanging off my rafters in here. And I knew it would be difficult to get on. So I have a tea towel, a stick, an umbrella, something that you got in your hands. Many of you have done this right here, what I just did. And you know what you did? You went down and you went up like this. And whereas that's not all bad, and we're going to do that movement in just a minute for a different reason, what I want you to do is one of the first things you should do when you get up as you're walking around your house, and especially if you're going to sit in a chair. Do you see what I just did? Put your teeth together and put your thumb, your index finger on your chin. Push it back. That's called retraction. So if I'm retracted and I go into where I'm going to sit down, but then I don't sit down, I've just now lined myself up to give my neck, my back, my quads, my knees, my hips a fighting chance to get warmed up and get the synovial fluid flowing. See, put that finger right there, breathing in through the nose. You're going to come down, you're going to act like you're going to sit down, but you don't. Okay? So if I were with just you and I was having you do this, I would check to make sure that you're shifting your weight into your heels as you push your butt back. So if you haven't done a lot of movement, maybe you've done a lot of busy work, but you haven't necessarily done these kinds of movements for a couple weeks, because I know how good slugs are at doing homework. Now, you can let us know if you actually did your homework. I'll tell you who did their homework. I bet you Mary Martin did her homework. Anyway, here we go. Back up. Kathy does once in a while. Yes, she does. She likes to come on and count. She pulls up my recordings and figures out where I didn't count. Do you see what I'm doing? Do you see by putting the pad on my chair, you use squatting as a warm-up tool is a very good thing to do. But really take the time and think about how you're lining up, okay? So now I've kept this right here, this bar. I wanted you to think about getting your head in retraction. As you come down, now we're heels. I'm retracting, I'm going down, I'm touching, and then I'm coming right back up. Now I'm gonna start my bar, okay? Are you ready? You've got all this going, right? Breathing through the nose, yes. Drop my shoulders, yes. Rib cage up, yes. Shifting into the heels, yes. Retraction, yes. Now, if you've got all that going, as you go repeatedly to a sit down, but you don't sit down, okay? Now, I'm not going to raise my hands, but I'm going to rotate, okay? And when you do this rotation with a bar, as you're doing this warm-up little drill, you keep that chin tucked. Make sure you're breathing through your nose. Exhale through your nose if possible. But when you do this rotation, you gotta keep your shoulders just tucked down. Not hard, but just keep them in a down position. That will help your rotator cuff to rotate properly, okay? Because my shoulders are down. Take big breaths. Come back up. So we're using a squatting technique with a pad. See, the backs of my legs are barely touching the pad, and then I come back up and then I drop my shoulders. Big breath. Big breath. Yeah, through the nose. Always through the nose. Always through the nose. Drop your shoulders. Yes. I hope it's coming. Yeah, I think it's correct. Here we go. Just go nice and easy. Something is going on with somebody's not muting. Kathy's not muted. Kathy, if you want to mute yourself, she actually doesn't want to mute herself because she wants to count. Anyway, let's keep going. Just so you know, Kathy, you're not muted for whatever reason. Whenever I did that, take a big deep breath through the nose, come up. See, I'm rotating, keeping my shoulders down. I'm going to do about 3 or 4 more. Rotating. And if you're just doing this right along with me, you are breathing deeper. I can just tell you that you are. Take a big deep breath. Rotate. Rotate. Okay, one more. And rotate. Keep your shoulders down. Yay. Put this little rod right out here. So somehow or other I didn't. There we go. Everything's good, I think. Yeah. All right. Here's my chair. I just stood up. I'm going to stay right here. Drop my shoulders. I'm going to go out this way. See that? The minute you did that, the minute you did this little move, what a lot of you did, because I do it unless I'm thinking about it, you locked right here. So what I'm telling you to do is you're going to shift. You're going to unlock your knee. Drop your shoulders. I have this here because I'm going to raise my arm here to the side. So have it where that you can just reach out and just tap your chair. And as you start to lift, keep this knee soft. That way, when you come out here, now you've engaged the muscles from your back to your hip to your whole leg musculature, because you didn't lock and you didn't over rotate into your foot, your knee. You didn't over rotate like this with a stiff leg. So I want your shoulders to be down. I have this here if I need it. Some of you can do it without it. Tight tummy, shift. When you do the shift, because you know you're going to bring this leg up, soften your knee, okay? Once you've done that, now you can rotate with your arm, and that's going to throw you. Be ready for that. Have a chair situated if you want to turn it so that you can put your hand on it easily. Don't grab it, just have a third point of balance right there. So I'm getting ready to shift. And in the shifting, I want to release a little through the hip and a little through the knee. I'm not really, bending it. I'm just softening the joint. And whenever I come here, see here to the side, my elbow is soft. It's bent, actually. And when you come back in and you shift back, okay, and you may think, why is she spending so much time on this innocuous move? This is a huge move if you do it correctly. So shift, drop your shoulders, hand is right where you can tap your chair. As you start to lift your leg to the side, adduction, abduction, abduction out, adduction in. See this? See this? Okay, stay with me on this, and I want you to do this as a test. Okay, lots of us have wonky hips. We've had hips replaced, we've had knees replaced. This move done correctly with an extended back, so you say rib cage up. When you go to lift to the side, some of you are rotating your hip out and your knee out. We want to keep our foot straight as we lift. And as you're doing this, especially if you don't have your hand on a knee, if you don't have your hand on a chair, let me tell you, this right here is going to start talking to you. It's supposed to. But you also want this to be getting a good range. See how I'm coming up? Yeah, right there. And then I just tuck in and I'm rotating my whole shoulder in order to raise this little bar. See that? It could be anything. It could be a spatula. It could be, umbrella. Anything that will get you to grip and keep your knee soft. You're just barely touching here. And if you're watching your toe so that you're doing a true adduction, abduction, okay? This is an abduction, don't worry about that. And this is an adduction when you add two. Those moves, whoa, do they heat up your hips, and they heat up the little guys that are many times the ones responsible for pulling you out of a likely fall, okay? So as I'm doing this, I keep saying to myself, rib cage up, make sure my toe is pointed forward, and I'm leading the lift with the ankle, and I'm coming down and I'm rotating through my shoulder. Maybe you have a wonky shoulder. Listen, these moves that I'm doing today, I'm stepping back on the weight. I'm using a lot of body weight today, okay? This move right here should be kicking your little butt right through here. You should feel that heating up. Okay, keep your toe forward. And in keeping with, when you do start feeling a little off balance, you're already hip hinged, you're already soft with the knee, correct? The rib cage is up, chin is tucked. So as you're doing this, if you do this with no support as far as holding on to your chair, it's there if you need it, but this is gonna rock you back and forth. It's supposed to. So be ready to grab that balance by lowering yourself a little bit, okay? Take a big deep breath through the nose. Big breath through the nose. Big breath through the nose. Keep that toe in a dorsiflexion. See, I don't point my toe here. I keep the toe up. So this kind of a maneuver, and if you can get to where you can do 30, we're not going to do 30 and 30. I'm going to do about, I think I'm almost to 15, I think. Kathy wants to yell at me, I think. Okay, we're going to switch. This should be heated up. This won't be heated up as much, but it's going through a range. Now, before we change, take your bar and just come across your body. Okay, see that? And then open. Yeah, watch where your bar is going. Mac's getting a little nervous when I'm swinging a stick around. Okay, see this? See this? Yeah, soften your knees. Okay, now open. Okay, now here's a little test. You still have your chair where you can grab it if you need it, correct? Okay, bend your knees, little tiny hip hinge, rib cage up. Now, do this whole move with just lifting a knee. See this? See this? I'm lifting a knee and I'm going open and I'm going back across my midline. And I'm gonna go open and I'm gonna try to keep my balance. And here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna scrunch your toes. Well, don't scrunch your toes. I can name names, but I won't. So here we go. Shift. You know what you're gonna do. You can either stay in this position and just bring the bar across and open. When I say open, all the way open and then some, but keep forward with your shoulders forward as you're pulling that arm back. Now, when you feel comfortable and you can put all the weight on one leg and you just go here to where you have a little toe hold, I call it, a little kickstand, okay? Do it if you can by bringing that knee up. Do you hear I didn't say foot up? I said pull your knee up. See that? And then go back and forth and don't scrunchy up your toes. Just bring that knee up and try to hang out here with me as you're crossing your midline and you're opening all the way back, all the way back, all the way back. And see, I have my toe where I can just tap if I need to, but I'm trying to keep balance. See, I'm trying not to use that. Take a big deep breath. Keep your chin tucked. Big breath. Yeah, through the nose. Okay, now put that foot down. And if you were doing every one of those with me, this calf, this leg should be, talking French to you. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the other. All right. If you do that and you don't have a chair in the right position, just move it. See how I did that? Because you need to have a safety net always. Okay. Are you ready? So now this is the leg that's going out. See? And I got my little bar here. right to the side. That's the one we're going to do first. Here's my little safety net. I'll use it if I need to. So, rib cage up, take a big breath, shift, and as you shift, don't scrunch up your toes. Splay them open. And you're shifting into this foot is straight, but the knee is soft, the hip is soft. Are you ready? And I'm going to take this leg and go out as far as I feel I can, and I'm going to bring this arm up. See? Just like that, and bring it back in. Now for me, because my little Waterloo is this hip, because I will overlean to compensate for the little tiny muscles that are weak. I don't want to overlean. So what am I going to do? Chrissy, I'm going to put my hand here. I'm going to press down. I'm not going to pull. I'm going to press down. I'm going to get in position, and I'm going to just really work hard at my awareness of the overleaning issue. Especially if you have double hips, you've got it on both sides. Just be aware of this and try your best to say rib cage up, shoulder down, soft, and you're going to come up to the side. I shouldn't say up to the side. You're going out to the side in adduction and abduction. Okay? There we go. Out and in. And what is your toe supposed to be doing right now? It's supposed to be forward. Okay? So here's the deal. If you got hip issues, or if you don't want to have hip issues, you got to get to where you can do adduction and abduction, possibly with a weight around your ankle, and you got to work at 3 sets of 10. Okay? So see how I'm going out to the side and I'm coming back in? See how I'm going out to the side and I'm coming back in? I'm telling you, when my leg gets up there, the pressure that I feel over here, and I am constantly wanting to overlean whenever I put a big load on this hip. This is just body weight, okay? Take a big breath, drop your shoulders, tight tummy, and move that leg up as far as you can out to the side, and move your arm up as far as you can, okay? Up to shoulder. I don't want you going up yet, okay? I'm going to do 5 more of these. Okie dokie. Then we'll go to something else, and then we might be turned to this. Yes, I know. Here we go. Look at all your parameters. Make sure your toe is forward, soft in the knee, okay? Open your toes. Try not to overlean. Take it up there as far as you can. Hold it for a second or two, and then come back in. Big breath. Come back in. Here we go. Big breath. Come back in. I got 1 more. This is just kicking right here. And it's kicking because of those weaker muscles around that hip replaced. Yes. That's why this is a very good thing to do. A lot of people will do this one lying down. Great. But guess what? You got to learn to be strong and functional in your moves through the day. That's why I'm standing up. Okay, now we're going to go to the other one. So now we're going to bring this knee up. See that? And so what am I going to do? I'm going to lift. I'm going to bring this knee up, and then I'm going to come back down. I'm going to just hang on to it. Take a big breath. I'm going to move from here to out. Remember it now? So I'm lifting my knee up, releasing my toe, and then I want to go to the outside as far as I can. Like really push, then come back in. and then really push, open, 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 and then come back in. Take a big deep breath. See, I have to put my foot down because, whoa, does it work this muscle over here? Several muscles over here. So again, here's your setup. I'm going to try to do about 5 to 8 more. So I'm crossing midline and I'm opening. So if you had a shoulder issue, you might tend to do this and then turn, see, and poke your elbow back there. That's not what we want to do. We want to come across midline. I'm breaking it down. I'm doing upper body move first, and then we're going to go to the lower body. Drop your shoulder, drop your chin, and then when you open like this, if you had shoulder issues, wow, if you try to get the back of your hand to really open without turning your body, that's the deal, okay? So drop your shoulders. I have my little third point of balance right here. Soften the knee, soften the hip. You're ready? And I'm gonna come like this with my toe there. I'm gonna try to lift my knee. And then anytime I need to, I will bring my toe back down and get my balance. See how I'm opening? I'm not doing this fast. I'm trying to use very functional ranges here. See how I'm just pushing that back? My shoulders have to be down, and I'm hanging out here with my knee up, and I'm going down to touch my toe if I need it. And then I come back. Take a big deep breath. Here we go. Got about 3 more here. Take a big deep breath. Keep your knee soft. Keep the other knee up as much as you can. Take a big deep breath. We got 1 more. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Right here. Right here. Woo! And bring that leg down. Okay. I have my pole here. I have my little chair here. Yes. I have my little pad here. I'm going to put it right there in the floor. Gonna step onto it just with my toe. Gonna hang my heel off. Put my other foot on that pad, hang my heel off. Now it's only a 2-inch drop. However, when you straighten your legs and you drop those heels down, you should feel a little stretch in your calf, okay? So they're stretching a little, and then you're gonna rotate and you're gonna push into your toes and lift your heels up and then come back down, tap. And I have my bar here and I have my chair here, and just holding down, don't grab them. Now, I'm going into a heel down position, rotating into a toe down position, heel up position. My legs are very straight. They're not really locked, but they are straight. And when I come to the top, I want you to pull your butt in tight. And some of you are like, what do you mean? How tight? Pretend somebody's coming at you with a big old shot, and they're going to poke you right in the rear end. Do you get it? Okay. Here we go back down. You're going to be wobbling. I'm telling you, these are the moves that you need to take a step back. This is a great entering back into your exercise program moves, because I'm taking it slowly. I'm using a lot of body weight today. I'm going to use some weights, but here's the deal. You probably haven't stressed your balance muscles since you were on with me, unless you pulled it up, okay, and did some moves, because I'm doing specific balancing maneuvers. These are not difficult, but boy, when you start doing them correctly, woo, and you're feeling some of these muscles that you haven't felt for a bit. So So that's why I keep hammering on you for good posture. So my hand is down, my hand is pushing down, not hard. My legs are very straight in the heel down position. I'm lifting on that 2-inch little balance pad, okay? I'm gonna pull my tummy in on purpose. Not a lot, but here's the deal. No tightness in the hips. As you come up into the toe box, right now, I want you to really squeeze those butt muscles, okay? Just like somebody's coming at you with a shot, okay? Now, if you've had knee replacements, if you've had problems with your knee, and you're doing these the way I'm doing them, okay? Keep that rear end tight, then release. Then as you go back up, you tighten, okay? So you identify those muscles. But if you're doing this and you've had any kind of knee issues, you should be feeling it in your calves. Yes. Pressing down, breath. Here we go. Squeeze in tight, squeeze in tight, squeeze in tight, squeeze in tight. Then come back down. Here we go. Press into the toes, keep your legs straight, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Squeeze tight, then come back down. I got 3 more. That's it. Drop your shoulders, all the way up. Yes. Then come back down. Okay, 2 more. Here we go. Big breath. Drop your shoulders. Then come back down. And you're squeezing as you go up. Thinking about that shot coming at you. Press down on your bar. Press down on your chair. Yes. Take a big breath. This is our last one. Squeeze tight, squeeze tight, squeeze tight. And then come back down. Okay. Go ahead and step 1 foot into that middle of the pillow or the pad or whatever. Okay. Now, if you feel fairly secure, stepping back, and you can do this with 1 hand and have 1 hand on the chair, that's fine. Or on a wall or something like that, that's fine. But here's the deal, y'all. We get very guarded in our motions, which rightfully so, but sometimes that guarding is it narrows our movement patterning. Do you see what I'm doing right now? See, I had you step right in the middle. You had your bar, you had your chair, and I stepped back just a little. But in case you haven't noticed, every time I step back, I want to go a little more. I want to make a big step, okay? And then come back. So if you need this, fine. If not, and you feel comfortable, and the reason I tell you to have your chair here is the minute you step off, see, you're on a very movable pad for a reason. So when you step off, it's going to throw you. And if you step really big, it's going to really throw you. So do it this way at first. Have your chair right here. Drop your shoulders. Take a big step, much bigger than you would normally take by yourself. If you're just by yourself and you didn't have anything to hold on to, you would never step this long. That's the point. I'm trying to get you to open up your joints, not only your hips, your knees, but your shoulders. So I'm going to come right here now, and I'm going to rotate. I'm going to use that whole rotator cuff to get this move. I have my chair here if I need it. I'm stepped way back. Say rib cage up, bring it back down. Say rib cage up, bring the arm back down. See, I'm pushing way back into my whole foot in the back and come back down. I can tell it's dry in here. I need to get my little humidifiers going. Take a big deep breath. See how far I'm stepped back? Yeah, you're maintaining. Take a big deep breath. Okay, now I want you to rotate your foot. You don't do anything but rotate your foot by bringing your knee down and back. See that? So here I am with my little bar. My rib cage is up, my tummy's tight, shoulders down, and I'm rotating my foot as I bring my knee down as far as I can manage. Okay, then put your heel down. Bring your heel up, rotate the knee, come down, and then come back up. Okay, we're gonna do several of these. So stay with me. Then I'm coming down as far as I can, and then I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come down as far as I can, and then I'm gonna come back. Okay, some of you are caving on me. You know what you're doing? You're leaning in as you come down. So what I want you to do is think rib cage up, rotate, bring that knee down, but you stay up. Right there, and then come back. 2 more. Breath. And come up. 1 more. Breath. And come up. Yay. Step that in and step off. Take a big breath. Bring your little bar right behind your back. Don't forget which leg was on the pillow. I know. Yeah, if you forgot, well, that's a whole different class. Drop your shoulders. See how I'm riding right here? I'm going to rotate. Those are some big movement patterns for functional joint ranges. Take a big breath. Okay? If you tend to get dizzy, don't turn your head. If you want to challenge your balance and you feel safe enough, then of course, turn your head. But what am I doing? My knees are soft. My hip is hinged. My shoulders are down. I got my thumb hanging on my bar. I'm going to stay forward looking if I tend to have balance issues. Okay? If I want to, I can turn and look, but you're sitting into your heels. Take a big breath, your feet, but your heels primarily. See how this is just a great recovery move? Whoa. Yes, this is a great recovery move. So many people will grab their, if they're a golfer, this is a really good move. But you see, what I see people doing all the time, especially in golfing, is they'll put their club back here and they will just turn like crazy. Instead of keeping yourself grounded in your heels, don't bring your heels off the ground yet. That's a good move. We'll do it later, but not right now. So right now, I'm gonna keep my rib cage up, and I really want to get my spine and all of the complementary ligaments. And you see what I'm doing with my shoulders? So I'm not only doing a transverse move that is really good for my spine, I'm keeping my shoulders very open for a very long time. Keep dropping your shoulders as you got your thumb hung on the bar here. Okie dokie. So after you've done that enough to where you're feeling recovered, now we'll go to the other leg and we're going to put our other foot on the pillow. And here's your chair. Okay. So you want to make sure that your safety targets are where they need to be. See that? So I'm going to come right here Just like that. And if you need to go from one side to the other, then that's what you do. In fact, I'll do it with you because now I want to move this arm up. Okay? So just take the moment, get your chair where it should be, put your foot right in the middle. See that? And then you step up, and then you step back a little, and then you step up, and you organize your chair, your safety features. You get it set so that it's good. And you're the only one who can tell if it's really a good fit. You might have to adjust it, move it around, closer to you, out, in, up. But every time I step, see, I do that adjustment. And see, every time I step, my whole foot's on the pad. Every time I step a little further. See that? But here's what I don't do. I don't let myself hinge and lean in, okay? You say rib cage up, drop your shoulders, soften up your knees, and when you step back as far as you feel you can push it, then you say rib cage up. It's very important here, okay? I'm going to take my bar, and I'm going to rotate it right to here. Now everybody has a shoulder issue, okay? So I haven't started bending my knee yet, but you make sure that you can rotate with your shoulder down, and you just rotate as far as you feel you can, where that stick goes just a little bit behind your head, and then you come down, but you keep your shoulders both down. Now we're ready. Now we're going to dip that knee down, rotate into the toes, rotate our hand up. Do not lean forward, and then come straight back up. So you're in a very open position with your hip. Say rib cage up, press down on your little chair. As you're lowering your knee down, then you come back to the heel. Take a big breath, rotate, keep your rib cage up. Do not lean forward. Come down as far as you think you can. Let me tell you something. If you have to replace joints, have this chair in place and really work the angles here. Take a big deep breath. Here we go. 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 And then come back. Okay, rotate into the ball of the foot. The knee comes down. Go as far as you can. Then come back. I got 3 more. Take a big breath. Okay, 2 more. Take a big breath. Bring that knee down. Say rib cage up. Here we go. 1 more. And come back. Yay. And bring that off. These should be lit up. Yes. Take your bar. Put it back here. I got my thumbs hanging. See that? Bend the knees. Drop the shoulders. And just give it a turn. Keep your head and your eyes forward on your screen. If you tend to have balance issues, if you want to, and you can look both ways, good. But as you're doing this, focus on something when you turn. Focus on something when you turn. Keep your knees soft. Keep your shoulders down. And you're turning as far as you feel you can in a nice transverse plane of motion here. Take a big deep breath. Sit back into the heels. Take a big breath through the nose. Keep your knees soft. Keep looking. If you want to look straight, look straight. Don't turn. So today is entering back into the balancing world. working some of the very key muscles around the hip, the knee, the ankle, and also getting that shoulder rotation. Okay, now we're ready. So we've been using this, right? In the chair. Okay, now I'm not gonna have it in the chair. Okay, so I'm gonna do some combination moves. Are you ready? Now you're gonna go all the way down to the sit down. So that's 2 more inches of a drop. So you're gonna go wider, go a little wider than your chair legs, okay? You wanna push your hips forward to start with, drop your shoulders. So you're pushing your hips forward, softening your knees, pushing forward, a nice gentle hyperextension of the back. Then you're gonna rotate. You're gonna push into the heels, keep your chin tucked. You're gonna go all the way down and you're gonna put your butt right on the chair and then you're gonna come and you're gonna hover over there. Then you're gonna come down and up. Then you're gonna come down and up in the heels. Keep your chin tucked. Big breath. Big breath. Big breath. Big breath. Big breath. Heels. Heels. Just up and down. Up and down. Up and down. Yeah, then sit down. Your legs should be burning right now. We're gonna do that one more time before we knock off today, but stay with me. Here's my bar. I'm gonna put it right on the little pad in front of me, okay? I'm gonna rotate all my hip, knee, and ankle. And listen, remember this move. I've done it many times. You can do this move lying down. It's for mobility through your hips, through your back, through your ankles. See how I'm turning? I'm dropping the knee and I'm rotating. See that? Yeah. The knee's headed down. I'm way over here onto the side of my leg. See that? Now I'm gonna pull. I'm gonna look over my chair. Then I'm gonna come back to center, rotate, grab my chair, drop that knee down, say rib cage up, take a big breath, and rotate right there. Okay, you ready? Last big move. Drop your shoulders. You're wider than the chair, okay? When we go to stand up, and anytime you go to sit down to eat or to do anything where you're gonna be sitting in like a kitchen chair, do it a couple times. So here I go. I'm gonna lead the choir. Are you ready? That's people who sing. Choir. Okay, drop your shoulders. Take a breath. Do not hold your breath when you go to stand up. Take a breath. Exhale as you stand up. Inhale. Exhale as you stand up. Now, take your hands and go across your chest. Take a breath. Take a breath. Get ready. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Make sure your knees are tracking. Keep your shoulders down. Keep your chin tucked. Exhale. Big breath in. And exhale. Okay, one more. Here we go. Breath in and exhale. Woo! Open up, just like that. Going to your W, just like that. Your T, see I'm rotating. Then your Y, okay? And push your thumbs back. Push your thumbs back. Take a big breath. Big breath. Bring them down. Oh, I hope you're going to be moving better today just because you did this with me. You little slugs. I know who you are. Okay. Recording off.